So today is Daily Cyber number 71. Again, I just was checking the news and saw the Manchester Arena attack now is up to 22 people that have been killed. Again, sorry, just my condolences for the people that are, finding people that have passed away. Just kind of sad. I mean, one thing you look at, this is physical security. I'm just kind of thinking it through my head. It's like, you have all these different securities. You have digital, cyber, and then studying, security, period. You look at physical, just the physical compromises. And when you look at physical compromise like this, people getting stabbed, shot, people breaking into the places, bombs going off, it's just the world we kind of live in. You have to be very mindful. And then, how we getting compromised digitally. You look at how the media is getting out about this. You look at social media, look at Twitter, you look at Facebook, all the broadcasts going on. We have mass exposure. And depending on how you deal with this, you could go into a fear state. If you're in Manchester, of course, you're going to be scared. Is there another bomb, or would there be another explosion? People going out in the subways and trying to get out of the situation, would be there a potential for another bomb? So this is the thing why I really find studying security and understanding this is very important for me, because I look on protecting people. I've always done that. I've worked in security. I worked, for different companies, and I worked for one of the main arenas here in Toronto, right? The Sky Dome. And when I worked for them, same thing. You had to look at all situations, but you're trained for things like this, but knock on wood, right? None of this ever happened. But the age that we're living in, starting to be incidents like this coming up. Look in Europe with the train and their subway system. There's been bombings there. So, right. So just kind of a scary world we live in. So, which brings me back into security is just, doing your best. Some things you just can't be aware of, right? But do your best to protect yourself, protect your family, be aware, take courses, learn, right? Doesn't matter, what career, what industry, what you are in, just, have this as a hobby on your side that you keep informed of what's going on, right? About events, security, and just don't take it on personally, and don't put yourself in a fear state, but empower yourself to know what to do in all different situations, from a virus attack on your computer to what happens in a situation where, your place gets compromised, bomb threat, whatever. Just keep learning, right? And, hopefully you never have to use it, but when a situation ever comes up, at least you're informed. And something that's popping in my mind is people take like self-defense courses, things that take your motor programming for you to actually apply, especially in like split decision situations. You have to practice more, right? It's not something you can do an annual review, like, self-defense, martial arts, things like that. And I talk about this because I have 13, 14 years of martial arts experience underneath me. And to apply it, to be able to do it in a situation, you have to keep practicing and practicing. This is like 2 to 3 times a week, right? You got to keep practicing, because what happens is when you apply it, when you do it, it actually becomes second nature, versus you have to think. And if you have to think in these situations, that's when sometimes, people can get hurt. And my goal is that you don't get hurt, right? So making sure you're trained properly and doing those things. And this is a reason why I'm constantly studying security, and just being informed, is because I want to be able to protect the people around me, right? If a situation ever occurs, whatever happens, I want to feel relaxed and calm and know what to do, versus freaking out, screaming, and going for the door, just running out, which, I mean, this is what happens, right? People panic, and I can understand that. I don't fault them. And if you never dealt with a situation or don't have the training for it, yeah, it is scary. I mean, I've never been in a bombing or anything like that, so I don't know how I would deal with it. But I know I've dealt with other situations, right? Shootings, things like that, and I'm not like relaxed and calm like, you know, you'd see James Bond or something like that. But I can breathe and think of what to do, right, with a better, clearer mind, and you know how to get out of there, how to get the people around me out of there, right, in a safe manner so they don't get hurt. Because I mean, some people get trampled and things like that. But anyways, bringing it back to security, just train, learn as much as you can, right? It doesn't matter where you are in your career, what you're doing, just have an interest in it, something that you can keep on top of, because it's always changing, it's always evolving, things are always happening. I mean, if you watch the news, you see from cyber attacks to physical attacks. You know, it's kind of the age that we live in, right? And the digital attacks, I mean, it can happen any place, anywhere, anytime, right? And affect massive people. Now, don't get me wrong, a bombing can happen as well, and it can have its ripple effects. It affects the immediate people that are in the bombs, but the family members and the people, and then people watch it on social media and how they react to it, and just it can expand, right? And it has this ripple effect, just like dropping a pebble in the pond, right? The waves are stronger closer to the incident, but then they still affect the people outside of it. So that's it for my morning. A little rant and talking about kind of security and my recommendations. I have some things I need to do. I'm just looking at the time. It's like 7 o'clock this morning. So I have some things I have to do, running around, some errands, but I got my phone. I'm going to be studying while I do it. Always studying as much as I can, and just keep going. And then I'll take you along for my journey for today. Again, comment below. Let me know what you're thinking about these videos, if you like them. Any feedback, it's great to hear from you guys. So I'm going to be off. I got to get ready and start going through all my day. And I'll talk to you through the day. So I'm just at the shop right now. I had to say goodbye to my Honda Accord. Getting it. It just died out, so now I'm at Subaru trying to get some touch-up paint and some wheel lock nuts. So pretty busy day running around, getting some things done, listening to my CompTIA Security Plus as I drive around. So pretty cool. Exciting day, lots of things, and then I have to go pick up some camera stuff after this for my girlfriend. So busy day today. So I'm just heading off today. Did a lot of errands and running around. Got a little bit of studying in. Let's see what I got. What I was studying today. Got into some host security and data security. So we're talking about infrastructures, data protection, memorandum of understanding and agreements. Making sure that you have agreements when you're doing any type of business arrangement for transferring data. Who's the ownership? You know, if you're transferring data in transit, who owns it, right? You might own it on this side, someone might own it on this side, but in transit, who's responsible for it, and how do you protect it? Got some more film equipment. Again, I got this Capture Pro, another clip. Setting up a solution for my girlfriend. She's going to start doing video logs. So getting her all set up to start doing that very soon. Other than that, just studying away. Got a little frustrated today. I was got a nick on our SUV, and was trying to fix it, and with this paint pen and all that, and it just became a big mess. So got to take it to the body shop tomorrow, but I'm going to get some studying done first. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so I'll get my workout in, get some studying done, and then take it over. I'll charge my phone and get some studying while I'm over there while they're working on the car or the SUV. So that's really it for my video for today. We're trying to think if there's anything else. One thing I guess, yeah, something's coming up through conversations I just was having with a good friend of mine. When it comes to your strategy, whatever you're doing, there's the emotional aspect and there's the logical aspect. It's not bad to have both, but you have to be able to manage both in the sense of your emotions are getting out of hand and you're emotionally estimating a situation. You got to be able to pull back and think logically, and then vice versa. If you're thinking too logically, you got to think emotionally, all right? And I'll give you kind of some examples of that. Say, for example, you're running a business and your business is starting to, decrease in sales, customer satisfaction, you're not making enough revenue and you just don't know why. That sometimes people go into more of an emotional estimation. They like, oh, I'm good, I can do this, I'm good at what I'm doing, I don't have to worry, the industry's going to do this, versus logically thinking, okay, let's see where the sales went, let's see kind of where things started to decrease, let's do some customer surveys and satisfaction and get the analytics of it and say, okay, what's going on? And then look at research, like what's going on with the industry, what's happening, how is it changing? And then on the other side, if maybe you're thinking too logically, you're like all facts, figures, and numbers, but you don't really realize how to deliver excellent customer service to your clients, right? And emotionally get engaged. How can we support them? How do they feel through the process, right? What makes them feel, like a satisfied customer, and that we're going that extra mile, providing them extra value. And I talk about this, and I'm going to bring back to security, is the same thing as we're doing with security. We got guys that are so technical, right? Amazing, high-level technology. But when it comes to relating to people, they might have those communication skills and be able to articulate and be sensitive, right? It's like, you got hacked, it's your fault, sucker, suck it up, It's like that mindset where we have to be compassionate about, you got compromised, how do you feel about it? What's going through your mind? Like, did you lose anything that was essential? Did you lose any personal information? Like, going kind of through those questions to make someone feel that you're listening and you're connecting with them before you start to correct or before you start giving recommendations or advice. Right? You need an antivirus, you need you need a secure password, you need to have a backup and redundancy, you need to encrypt your data, like all this great security stuff. And this guy's learning a lot. I could just kind of, my mind spinning of all the stuff, how to secure yourself, right? Being off the network, setting up VLANs, like all this great stuff. But my point being is that being able to play in both worlds, being able to go back and forth comfortably without, getting offended or being emotional or getting, your back up. Being able to talk to people and get feedback that is positive in the sense of they're looking out for you, they're trying to help you. And my definition of negative feedback, right, is you will never succeed, you're a failure, right? Without knowing any context or giving me any value to that, that's negative feedback. But saying, I don't think that's going to work, but this is why. Hey, Brandon, I don't think cybersecurity is going to work for you. But the reason why that is because you don't like computers, you don't like technology, you're really bad at programming, you don't like to learn about security, you don't like to watch security shows, you don't like to do that. So what makes you think you're going to be good at that? And that's constructive feedback. I'm just like, oh yeah, you know what? Maybe I don't. But that's not true. I love all that. I love all the security stuff. As much as I can learn, as much as I can dive into, I love it. And the troubleshooting and try to figure things out and crack the codes, right? And see how you can, hack things, right? In the sense of how does things work, right? How does the lock work? How does the computer work? How does the light work, the microphone, like always trying to hack things and trying to understand how I can do it better and keep going. So that's my mindset and how it works, and that's why I love security so much. Was there anything else I wanted to say tonight? So when it comes to your drive, where you're going, always kind of look at the logical and the emotional and balance them out. So when you're going to cybersecurity, there's emotional estimation. Oh my God, the job market is, there's 1.5 million jobs by 2020. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. I'm going to do that. So the emotional estimate. Then let's look at the analytical. Talk to people. Get the numbers. Get the facts. What's the job market? What's going on? Talk to HR people. Talk to recruiting people. Talk to people that work in the industry. Get the analytics of it and say, okay, you know what? How much do you make? What is your certifications? What do you do day in and day out? Shadow people, get that information. So then you can kind of say, okay, are they matching? Is this matching with this? Or is the one way off and you're really kind of more emotionally estimating how the industry is going to be? I believe from talking to people, it's growing. And listening to all the security concerns, technologies, threats, compromises, things that are happening, it's only growing, growing, growing. And they're going to need very good people. So put the time in. If you sweat it out, push it like 30, 40, 60, even 80 hours a week of just consuming security. Now, if you work, you have kids and all that, I understand. Maybe you do 20 hours a week, whatever that may be, but you just keep consistent, you compound that. You keep growing, and then eventually what happens is now all of a sudden you turn around and you're like, okay, you look back and you're like, wow, I know so much. So that's really my rant for tonight. I don't want to make this video too long, but just learn how to balance those two, emotional estimation with logical thinking. So that's it for my video tonight. Don't forget, software is hackable, being connected is vulnerable. I'll see you next video.